Good morning. I'm Bill Droege with Turnkey Technologies. I'm a D365 consultant, and I kind of want to explain to you a little bit about Business Edition this morning. I kind of get the easy lifting now. Chris and Tony have done the heavy work so far and kind of telling us about a lot of the applications, the Microsoft stack, the integration points there. And I'm kind of going to tag on to that because I'm kind of a me too, if you will. We do all of that as well, and we're going to show it to you in the Business Edition, and I'll talk a little bit about it. This is really, the Business Edition is more, I'm not going to say it's a lighter product, but it's more an SMB-focused product, so a small, mid-sized business tool, okay? It's going to have a lot of the functionality. You're going to see this in just this comparison with Enterprise. So 365 Financials has all the CRM integrations, all the Office 365 integrations. So that's going to bring you the Word pieces, the SharePoint pieces, the Excel pieces, the integration to CRM. That I'll show you all these connections to how you turn it on and what pieces you want to turn on as you go. We won't have the PSA stuff. We do have a job costing capability within Business Edition that I'll allude to a little bit in case you want to do internal projects and things like that and cost them, allocate resources. We don't have an HR module, and we don't have a payroll module. Okay, but we do have import capability for services, and I'll talk about extensions, kind of the way Chris did, in terms of we go to the app source marketplace, and if we need to extend for any particular reason, we can go out there and find a partner, an ISV, and pull that in and seamlessly apply it and upgrade it. And you'll see that I'll have one of those extensions turned on in my demonstration. So core capabilities, this is a full ERP. Okay, this is based on the vision. If any of you are familiar with some of the old Microsoft or the older products, the vision is still a valid product, just like Great Plains, like GP. Very much out there, very much sold and that on an on-prem basis. Business Edition is completely cloud-based. No other way. It's a subscription-based service, right? SaaS model. Pay for your seats, different seats, full-blown seats, and team member seats for lesser user scenarios, time tracking. Also, those salespeople can get on and access and change orders and process things. They have views of documents and things. Role-based security. Again, I'm tagging on to everything that's been presented so far. All the same stack, basically the same architecture, but cloud-based. Okay, so financial management, we'll talk about accounts receivable, accounts payable, bank rec, integration to imports to do bank recs, to do positive pay, to outbound documents. Again, we have the whole Excel add-in capability. Cut anything off the screen, drop it right to Excel add-in, manipulate your data in the Excel add-in, and import it back in. So big impact, big efficiencies in terms of file maintenance, data management. Sales quote to order to contact, integration into email through Outlook. Just plug it in, boom, you're going through your Outlook, you do a quote, email it, get approval from the customer, fire it off, pick, pack, ship, drive it through to an invoice. So all the same flow, order to cash, purchase to pay, exactly the same. Now, how deep and how extensible for some of your business, again, SMB focused, maybe 50 million and below, 60 million and below. Not really that valuation. It's really probably the complexity of your process. No production. We have BOM and assemblies, so you can put products together, assemble products, no raw materials to production. Purchasing, procurement, we have the integration to the Turnkey Intelligence forecasting models, the same one that runs in Enterprise. Okay, we can drop in there, we can forecast, calculate restocking levels for your inventory. Those of you that do distribution, hard goods distribution, that's really my background, been in it for a long time. Inventory management, again, the forecasting piece, inventory control, multi-locations, multi-bin locations as well, so that you can have multi-stores. Purchasing, receiving, inventory transfers, embedded transfer system for multi-site scenarios and distribution situations. And then project management, which is really kind of a job costing capability. We can work through pretty well, but you've got, again, your task, you're assigning your resource, you have to calculate your costs, you have budgeting against the project, so you can compare actual budget as you go ahead and build through. It has WIP calculations, and it also has RevRec capability, simple RevRec capability. Okay? So again, just kind of making sure you understand what is in the ERP, and I don't want to beat you up on all of this, but and I'm going to get into the product here real quickly and show you what I think the real value points are. And the biggest thing is just going to be the fast implementation, quick implementation to quick ROI. That's the process. How do we get there? How do we get there quick? All kinds of tools to do data migration, set up really to compete with QuickBooks and NetSuite. This is Microsoft's solution to quickly replace your QuickBooks multi-stack environments and get you single stack D365. Microsoft Outlook, integration Word, all your documents, you want to brand your documents, you dump them out Word, go to the XML integration, and you make your changes, pull in whatever fields, data fields you want from the various tables and drop them on your forms and customize your forms that way. Technology is the financials, edit, chart of accounts. Going to be real simple. Again, my theme will be how quickly we can stand something like this up. Again, it's cloud-based, small users. One of the big areas that we're going after in our business is kind of the managed business, managed service models. You're doing things for your customers. It almost requires you to maintain their own set of books and billings and things like that. You can stand up a simple customer company and manage it inside of there as another part of your instance. And I'll show you that it's multi-company and capability to do that. So we're going to dive in and take a look. We're going to talk about the role-based workspaces, exception managed focus. We're going to have, where my orders at, where are my past due invoices, where are these various focuses, KPI focus, exception-based management focus. We're going to talk about role-based security again, same thing, out-of-the-box templates. I'm a business manager, I'm an accountant, I'm an operations guy. I'm put in that role, and I'm going to get that display and that security level. So again, quick to implement this product. Financial account structure that includes dimensioning. Chris did a very good job about talking about how dimensioning works. It works the same way with us, okay, in Business Edition. Financial schedules and Power BI reporting for a focus on your KPIs, measure KPIs. So we can quickly drop in a chart, and we have schedules that will allow you to then populate like a quick cash flow calculation or quick some ratio analysis. You drop some numbers in, and it's automatically, it's already built there. It just works off your chart. And I'll show you that as we log in. And then financials, budgeting and fixed assets. So we got fixed assets as well, budgeting, full budgeting capability across the financials. The Excel add-in, workflow approvals. Workflow, we dropped it in. All standard templates, all ready to go. You just put in your parameters. So I want every PO that's over $100. That needs to be approved. So it's already there, the templates, and they're putting the value you want to make the workflow or the approval operate. Notifications. I want to know when I'm out of stock or something. I want to know when somebody hits a credit limit, right? Automatic email dropped into my box. So quickly alerts. Again, the focus is exception-based management. How do we drive this thing efficiently and effectively? So let's go take a look. I'm going to drop on my PowerPoint here real quickly. And again, I kind of timed out there too because it's being conservative on my connection. So again, I'm browser-based UI. I'm going to basically flow out to the Azure cloud. I'll talk about a little bit about Azure and why some benefits for the cloud. And then basically we're back into the business edition. It's catching up to me here. There we go. So again, quickly the browser-based UI. We talked about a little bit about the, I'm going to go in and go to my financials workspace. So quickly you can see on the top of the desktop, you've got all your basic activities. So these are a lot of the scales and the templates. So I've got displays here, top 10 customer lists, right? Drill into them, launch off of that, see what they're doing, see their specific orders and their invoices and their transactions that are being driven. So when, again, very quickly focused on any particular customer, and then what's the activities going on with that customer. Also, we've got the schedules. So down here, we're going to see, I get this, quickly I got a short trial balance, right? Because I threw in my accounts, classified them assets, liabilities, revenue accounts, whatever. They dropped into a schedule that was predefined, a template, if you will, and that output's there so I can have some management looks here. Okay, well, I'm managing cash. I want to know where my cash positions are. Report box, you can have scheduled reports. So you want to say, hey, I want to run overnight. I want to run a new aging every night. Drop it into my box. I come in the morning, I flip it open. Right, so you can run this stuff offline, off time, so it doesn't do anything or doesn't interrupt any other businesses. Power BI, same scenario that Tony was showing you. I can click on, drill into one of my cuts, see what the specifics are for a particular segment that I've identified within my Power BI reports. Okay, all integrated out to the database and out to. There's also basically a freebie Power BI desktop capability that you can actually customize, reports and build your own. And we've got a lot of scripts, or a lot of these BI pieces out there in the user area, and they share a lot of them. I'm going outside and got a few different ones of different looks, particularly related projects and things that were out there in the common area. So the first thing, the role capability. If I go up here and I'm going to click open my settings, one of the things you're going to see is right now I'm set up as the business manager, right? So we have roles such as, again, out of the box, accountant, business manager, salesperson, project manager. There's even an allocation for if you have an external accountant, he can have a free seat and come in and help you do your month-end close or yearly transactions or things like that. So again, it's subscription-based, many full-fledged seats as you need, and then team seats as well, and a freebie to your account. Again, a focus on the SMB market. That's where this product is aimed at. Okay, so we're into the business manager. So now we've got a role. Now we want to go, and I want to have 8, 10 companies out here, right? Under the same subscription, same cost, right? But I've got my international division, which is being run over in a different currency. I've got my customer side. I'm doing customer managed inventory, right? I'm keeping his inventory separate from mine, and I'm shipping from his side. I've got a shared services company. I'm an accounting firm, and I'm managing 5 different businesses, and I want to have different charts for them, and I want to, do their work for them, basically present their financials, charge them for my service, but I keep them in a separate account, in a separate company, and it's on my ERP, one subscription product. Okay. The big piece then to that is I come in the settings is, I'm coming in, I set this as a default. I'm not, the admin user, I'm not changing this, right? So I drop in, I put a user into a role, I drop him in, he's into a company. Now he can switch companies, I can allow him to do that. And then as soon as I switch the company, it'll auto log me over to the other side. So the other thing is I mentioned is a single sign-on. I actually came into this from my O365 menu, right? I just clicked on D365 business and I'm in, okay? So I'm just working in my office, I'm over to my email and I drop over to the ERP. Jump back to my PowerPoint just so I keep my place. So we talked about single sign-on, all these pieces, the multi-company tenant model, templates, posting groups, bank services, multi-currency, job costing. Again, these are pretty powerful ERP capabilities in a small business system. And so all I do is, again, change my role here, my focus. And I'm going into my, workflow approvals. Let me jump up here. I want to show you the approval piece. So I go to my workflow templates. And these are all the ones. When overdue, approved, request workflow, purchase and payable, vendor approval. Do I want to notify and have an approval when somebody sets up a new vendor, a new customer, or does it change? There's also documentation on the authorization, on the notifications of when data changes in my system. I want to know about it, right? Who's changing costs, who's changing customer addresses, that type of thing. So very again, focused on the management of the data on the system, inside your business. Again, these purchase approval menus, you just basically go into the workflow and identify what is your particular threshold to drive the approval. right? Input that. The templates are there. The code is already written. It's already interfaced. Turn it on. Basically, you go up here and enable it and get it turned on. You have that workflow turned on. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to my items in inventory management. The system allows you obviously to have an item file, you have your part numbers, things in multi-locations. So you can say, yeah, I've got an east, south, west organization or warehouse, and I want to identify what my quantities are of that item in those various locations. The other scenario here is you got some amount of content management. Those of you that have a storefront, that want to push graphics or content to your storefront, you can manage that in the item table. And then we do that. Now we don't deliver a storefront, that's an add-on that you can pick out of the app source and deploy it. I'm going to I got down into this thing and it's not. I don't know where to go. Let's do this. So I show a little bit of the project management. I'll go in as a project manager. And I can go to my jobs and start to see some of my job statistics and then individual jobs. So you're getting, again, a quick look at your KPIs, where your jobs, are they on time, what's the value of those jobs, where they are, cost versus budget, and profit margins, some thresholds that you established there, what's work in process, what hasn't been built. Again, in a simple job, again, you're defining tasks and you're defining resource applied to those tasks. The resources can be down at the individual level, they can be a functional level. I'm a machine worker, just a generalist, and I can apply any resources in there, same grouping, and you can have tasks that are very specific or very general. And it's like, what level do you want to? What's the customer going to recognize in terms of the task level and the resource level? And then again, tracking all that with, if we look into one of the jobs, you'll see that it's tracking, what's currently been built off that job, what's still with, and what's going on through there. When you look into a job, then you're going to have a particular task, and then underneath that, you'll have the planning piece. So if you have a task like tear out the wall in this particular project, I want to see my planning line that says, okay, where's my resource being aligned to that? I've got some labor classification that I may have assigned to one of my employees that go into that group, and then I can pick that off. Or I can do individual and say that's Bill Droege that's doing that job and uniquely there, and then have a cost structure that's unique to an individual, or again, to a resource level, and apply that. So you've got your cost, you've got your sell on the job, and you've got your budget comparison, and you'll measure across those three. The other one was the capability to do templates that'll basically do templates around customers, products, vendors. So when you add one new one, and I'm going to get to customers, let's say. There we go. If I type new, what I can do is I can establish a customer template, and I can say I have different types of customers. So when I try to add a new one and I want to do a template, it'll ask me, okay, is this a large, medium, small? Is this a specific business type that I have established? And then the defaults will come through that'll apply that. So all you basically have to do is put name and address and things in. The key there being is that everything's being driven through the accounting system off of the off of the posting groups. So these business posting and customer posting, tax capability will have the different groups, and then if we build the templates out, they'll automatically get the assignment, get the association to the general ledger posting group. So again, it could be, you know, various types of customers, various types of vendors that you want to have their revenues or their receivables or their transactions posted to a separate GL account. The other scenario with this is along with the dimensioning as well. So now I could say I have dimensioning that says I'm going to dimension at a company, department, customer, vendor, employee level, right? How deep do you want to drive that? So if I come into, let me change my role one more time. So I come into the chart, and I can define these dimensions by the particular account number. Go to the chart account. Okay. So I talked about a few of these instances. Again, the templates and posting groups and things, the data management, banking services, capability interfaces there that are built in, multi-currency and job costing, product information, inventory by location, assembly, BOM processing, small, light assembly or BOM there. So I'm saying I'm associating these items together. When I sell them, I put them together and I sell them out, you know, as one, basically a quick BOM. The Cortana intelligence on the forecasting to drive replenishment calculations. Content management, I showed you a little bit of that, the options of the screen that you can store your images. Purchasing, cycle counts, you're doing inventory counts and you're punching those. Rapid start implementation. So this is where I was kind of going in kind of a, you know, wide business edition. GP and QuickBooks data migration mapping built in. Excel template imports all set even for transactional data. If you wanted to import some service that had your invoices or your payable invoices. There's also OCR recognition tied in to read your payables invoices in to populate them into the system as well. There's an integration to that. We can stand up a sandbox test in production instance so that you can kick this thing off real quickly. Get into the sandbox, build your data and test, get your employees on, get them trained, then roll that test to production, and we're ready to go. You know, test everything out, creating go live in terms of the test environment. The try and buy very much suggests that you take a look at that. I'll show you some of that in a minute. We'll get you the link to that so you go and take a look at it if it's relevant for you. Again, quick to deploy, quick to ROI. No IT resource required. Okay, so again, SMB focus, not a big IT staff. We're going to come in, we're going to help you, we're going to get you up and get you going. The guys in IT, I apologize. I mean, there wasn't aimed at you. So again, here's the online. You can go on and say order, sell, invoice today, click get started, and it's going to take you through and help you start up a demo account. And then once you get in there, you'll have an access through it. You'll be able to work through all these processes. Again, if you start to move through this, you're talking to your salesman, say, hey, can Bill tell me about this or that, or how do I get there? That's all fine with us. Just let us know how to do it. We want to continue to take you down the path and hopefully, you know, get you to that solution set. Implementation and service support. So this is a little unique as well for us. It's kind of a la carte. Okay, what do you need? What is the scope of the project? How do you want to come up? You want to come up financials first, which is typically the process. I want to build a chart. I want to import it, step it up, get in there, start doing payables and invoices. Fine. Okay, now I want to move on to sales, pick, pack, ship, purchasing, receiving, warehouse management. We'll sell you a module training and support for that as well. Data migration will help you map that. Maybe you're not coming from the simple data path and you need a little help on bringing some different types of transactions or data sets in. We'll help you with that. Customer portal, documentation, online training, all kind of self-sufficient capability out there. The product is really kind of built for self-installable, but it's deep. So as you get there, you can financials and get it off the ground. But now you might go to the next level. Say, hey, Bill, I really want to know about, customer image inventory. I want to integrate to a website. I want to go to the graduate school level of the process, and that's when you might, engage with us to go ahead and help you deliver those services and support. Why Azure? Why the cloud? Number one, state-of-the-art security. All right. So again, this is SaaS model, but it's again where I think everybody's going large scale customers included, large entities. First cloud provider recognized by EU, the Bigamy EU scale for your system, reduce the latency. This are the top 10 reasons for why you want to be in the cloud. And I think most of you are aware of that. I just wanted to bring it up to make sure. So I can dive back in and do a little more presentation, but I wanted to give you a look and feel, and I also want to leave time because we have 3 different products in front of you, and we want to get you out of here at 11, and I know you probably got return questions maybe back to some of the other products, but any questions about Business Edition? Do you see some value you want to try and buy and go a little deeper to see if that's something you might want to do? Again, not maybe even for your mainline business, but maybe you're expanding. Maybe you're doing buy another company, or you're looking to go, on a different side. Put a small system in, boot it up. Now, once you get it there, we can take it up to the other products. We take up the enterprise, right? Because we know how to take that data out of there up to the enterprise level. So again, we're seeing a lot of startups. We're seeing a lot of businesses that have multiple divisions that are maybe just getting off the ground, don't have the economic capability or budget yet for a full-blown, larger scale ERP, so they do the software as a service model.